Going on, guys? It's Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, frontproofmedia.com. I know it's getting late. It's about 1:30 in the morning where I am right now, but what a crazy night. What an amazing return for the Korean Zombie. Did anyone really expect that? Blew my mind away. We're going to be discussing that entire card for you because we gave you our predictions for it. It would only be right if we discussed this entire card because there were so many moments, there were so many highlights on this card. We have the open and live chat room. If anyone wants to join in on the conversation, it's up and it's going. So if you want to discuss what predictions you had, what you got right, what you got wrong, we're going to be starting all the way from the bottom. And where do we start? Well, like I just said, we're going to be starting at the very bottom. So Khalil Roundtree going in there. We remember him from the season of Ultimate Fighter. Come on. We were all a big fan of him. Then he made that debut in the UFC. And then his mother was right there, like screaming for him. And he was like, "Mom, shut up." He loses the fight. That was an embarrassing moment. This was like it was make or break. And we could tell as soon as he made his walkout tonight, there was something different about Khalil Roundtree. I mean, I've talked with a bunch of fighters that have sparred with him before in the past. You know, he's a familiar face in the MMA scene. A young up-and-comer, likes to throw down. This was the perfect matchup for him. I said it in the Odd Show. I said it on the podcast. And look what happened. First round, guy's going right for it and gets that killer knee. First round knee to the head. I literally screamed so loud. I woke my girlfriend up. She said that it literally went through her heart. I screamed so loud. But I don't like seeing that. Like, I'm a huge fan of MMA, but I never like seeing a fighter get hurt like that. I thought it was a serious shot to the head. Luckily, he was able to recover fast enough and get back up. But amazing win for Khalil Roundtree. Moving on, Price getting the win at the horn, getting the knockout win, literally right at the horn. It was actually after the horn went off, but they had to call the fight because his opponent was absolutely out of it. All in all, an amazing night. And as we get to the later end of this live stream, I'm going to ask you guys, like, what did you think? If you had to rate this out of 5 stars, remember, and keep in mind, this is a free card. Also, they had a lot riding on. A lot of people were questioning the Korean Zombie. You're like, well, would the UFC match the Korean Zombie after he had a 3-year layoff in a main event, Super Bowl weekend, against Dennis Bermudez? Well, in the first round, I'm not going to lie, there were parts, even though the Korean Zombie won, there were moments where I got nervous for the Korean Zombie. I thought Dennis Bermudez was going to drop him. When we saw the chin of the Korean Zombie still holding up. And then he just cracks him the way he did. We're going to get in that in a second. I seriously still cannot believe that. I'll actually be talking with one of the fighters on tonight's card tomorrow night on Cage-Side Submissions, Curtis Blades. He's only got 1 loss inside the octagon. Remember, that was against Francis. He wanted to keep going. We're going to be talking to him tomorrow night. He had that win tonight with that verbal tap. He got a brutal knee pop against his opponent. Verbal tap on that one. Before that, Grits losing to Skelly. Ramos winning in the 3rd round. Fortuna. Let's talk about that. Fortuna getting the walk-off knockout over Anthony Hamilton. And he doesn't fight at this weight class. He was taking it on short notice. Big surprise there, making a huge statement for himself. Fortuna getting the walk-off knockout. What's next for him? Making a big statement with that one. OSP versus opponent. Started getting some boos from the Houston fans out there. And I understand that it was an exciting night. There were a lot of ups and downs. There were a lot of moments that got you to the edge of your seat. And then you saw OSP go in there, defend that first round. I mean, I didn't think he won the first round, but I thought he won the second and third. I seriously thought that he had that second and third round. Apparently the judges had it for his opponent. I don't know. It was kind of like a bar fight in a way. They really poured it all on the line at first round. You know, I really wanted OSP to get this win too, especially coming off the knockoff loss. But I still think that he can do so much better than what we even saw tonight with him. I really do. You know, I was expecting a little more from OSP. I think the crowd was too, so you really can't be mad at them. Come on. Can't be mad at the crowd. We were spoiled tonight, though, guys. Card, free and live on FS1 the night before Super Bowl. Tecia Torres, amazing fight for her as well. She made a lot of improvements from her last fight against Rose Namajunas in that rematch where she lost. Beck Rawlings, man, I don't know what's going on with that girl. I don't know what's going on with her. I was actually nervous when Paige was going in there against Beck. When it got into the later rounds, into the third round, you know, Tecia had some trouble when Beck started going that Street Fighter style on her. But even Rawlings found herself in trouble because she got hit by Tecia and was just like, oh shit, I need to back off. This isn't smart. Almost got caught a couple of times. Tecia trying to take her back, wrestling it out. The coach is screaming, you know, Tecia, you're doing an amazing job striking, and she did. Pulled back, put together an amazing combinations on Beck Rawlings, getting the win on her. Like I said, Ramos getting the win, Skelly getting the win over Grits, Curtis Blades getting the verbal tap out win over his opponent. Hill versus Andrade. A lot of people were not expecting Angela Hill to do a good job in this fight. Even though she was an Invicta champion, won 4 fights, she had some trouble in the UFC in her last run. I think she did a lot better than expected tonight, and I'm excited to see what she's going to do next. You know, Jessica Andrade, we all knew that she's a dangerous fighter, especially since moving to this weight class. The flurry punches, just, oh man, I don't know how Hill's chin held up, but you know what? A lot of people will be like, you know what, Ed? You're crazy, man. I don't think Hill did a good job at all. I think she did just enough to stay alive. I understand that. But I saw a lot of improvements in her striking game. I saw a lot of improvements on her takedown, trying to block the takedowns. But the real story here is Jessica Andrade and what's next for her. Do you guys think that she's ready for the champ? I still don't think so. It's still hard for me to picture that. I just don't see that happening. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter at Pure Evil MMA. Then we had Anthony Hamilton getting knocked out by Fortuna with that walk-off knockout. St. Preux, we were just talking about, getting the loss in that very controversial loss against his opponent, Ozdemir. Vic getting the win over Trujillo. Vic wins round 1, round 2. Trujillo gets choked out in that third round. And I loved what Vic had to say after the fight. Amazing post-fight speech there. Moving forward into our co-main event, guys. Felice Herrig. Underdog here in a lot of people's book. Alexa Grasso undefeated. A lot of people were excited to see what she was going to do tonight. Felice is so well-rounded, and she proved tonight that it's not just her submission game. She also showed amazing striking skills tonight against Alexa Grasso, giving her her first loss. And I was so surprised because in that very first round, we're used to seeing a different kind of a fighter with Alexa Grasso. We saw the real Alexa Grasso shine in the third round, I think. You know, where she was really starting to flurry the punches and combos together, pushing Felice up against the wall, up against the cage. Really getting the combinations on her. All in all, though, an amazing co-main event. I'm so happy. Every time they have these girl fights on the co-main or the main event, it's always a killer card. And you know what? Tonight we got spoiled with 3 female fights, you know, between Tecia Torres, Beck Rawlings, Hill Andrade, and then our co-main event of Alexa Grasso versus Herrig. Come on. So now everyone's talking on Twitter about what Herrig had to say after the fight. He wants to call out Paige Van Zandt. We remember that she lost to her. You know, I thought that Paige was going to lose in that fight. I had Herrig winning it. You know, Herrig had a very good reason of saying, you know, what was wrong during that time. She said she couldn't even feel her body after that fight. I don't agree with the call out though, and I don't think Paige will even take the fight, even coming off a loss to Michelle Waterson. And then Felice calls out Michelle Waterson herself. Now there's also rumors floating around about Michelle Waterson versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Let's shoot those down now. Those are not real, guys. That's not happening. And I'm happy that that's not happening. I don't think that she's ready for that. I would like to see Hadi have one more fight, but not against Felice Herrig. Please think this out. Talk with your team. I don't think that was a good call. I'm excited for what you're going to be doing next. I don't think Paige Van Zandt it's going to be that. I do not think that. All right, so our main event, guys, and boy, did this deliver. So many people were worried that they were giving too much on the plate of the Korean Zombie, expect him to come back after 3 years hiatus. You know, Woodley was even saying, he was like, this isn't ring rust, this is ring crust. Well, I was actually nervous in this fight. I'm not going to back it up and be like, you guys are crazy, because there are a lot of points. But you know what? It's weird because his chin held up. There was one point in the fight where Bermudez, beautiful, just clocked right on the chin of Chang Sung Young, the Korean Zombie. And he didn't drop. It still shows how accurate the Zombie's staying. Whatever he was doing while he was away, he was staying fresh. I can't wait to see what's next. Sealing his place. You know, Dennis Bermudez is number 9 in that division. Zombie wasn't ranked. I mean, I'm pretty sure I looked at the rankings. He was far down there, and he should be 3 years away. What did you guys think of tonight? And remember, it was a free card. Free card, and it delivered. Most important part. It was deep. It had all of the most important parts of a fight night. It had you at the edge of your seat. It had you rooting for the underdog at times. It had you saw the comebacks at some points in the fights. You saw the walk-off knockouts. You saw the cringe parts where you had to literally look away. There were the parts where you just literally sat up screaming at the TV. It had all those good parts, so I have to ask you guys, what do you think this fight deserves? It had 5 stars. What are you giving it? I'm giving this 4.5 stars. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. And tomorrow night, guys, I will be talking with Curtis Blaze, who had his knockout win, or his verbal tap out win tonight with that brutal knee pop over Adam Milstead, the PA native. Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. We have a lot to discuss tomorrow night on Cage Side Submissions. Make sure you guys check it out. I had an amazing night. Make sure you tweet me on Twitter. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight. I had a blast. I hope you guys had fun. And most importantly, I hope you guys made safe bets tonight. Didn't make any crazy calls. You can't afford to make a bet. Don't do it, guys. That's the end of it. And most of all, guys, behave yourselves. I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, frontproofmedia.com. I'm out.